we got a lot of videos to get through today. So we're going to watch this, then we're going to talk, then we're going to watch this, then we're going to talk, and then we're going to watch this. And then we're going to talk.
I know men aren't supposed to have a biological clock, but I'm like, where my babies at? Somebody need to have this baby. All right? I don't have a girlfriend. I got no kids. 2 people should be calling me daddy.
Now, if you are anything like me, then you heard that video as a threat to your life. Because the way that I just wanted to wrap myself in something and avert my body, it sounded like a threat. It sounded like he wanted to, it sounded like he wanted to ruin somebody's life. I made a couple of notes real quick, but before we dive into these notes, hi, my name is Shayna. For those who are new here, I talk a lot about decentering men, child-free living, the intersections of the two, and I'm a journalist. So if you're curious about any of my, the work that I do, it's all on my website. Also, if anything resonates, I would appreciate a super thanks. No stress, but always appreciated. Now, let's dive into this. So first thing that I noticed, his tag, do not send this person hate. He's one of millions that just on the internet, right? But his tag, his username is pastor something. None of what he said sounded very pastoral to me. Why? Because there was no mention of wife. There was no mention of commitment. Just girlfriend and kids. So there was no real commitment implied. Why? Because there was no commitment on the table. This is the part that I don't think a lot of women whose biological clock sometimes starts to rattle and shake and goes, baby. While I can understand that in theory, very happily child-free over here. So this is all just conjecture, right? But I can understand that in theory. But I think that a lot of women and people with uteruses get together with who they hope isn't a booga or who is clearly a booga, and they think, okay, well, either I can fix him, I can change him, the baby will change him, the baby will fix him. Oh, this is gonna work out in some kind of way. Or even at the very least, oh, I'll just have my baby and then everything will be fine afterwards. You have linked yourself with somebody who has vocalized to you, either directly or indirectly, that commitment is not on the table, and that commitment implies to you and it implies to your child. What on earth makes you think that this kind of person, not talking about the booga previously, but I mean, maybe, because commitment was not on the table. So who is to say that somebody that speaks like this would be committed to the betterment of your child? Would be committed to the betterment of you and your health as you grow said child? Who is to say? I don't like living in that kind of gray space. I like definitives. And a definitive is, I am committed to being with you and to supporting you as you grow our child. So I will commit to you previously, or I will commit to you as I will commit to you. What makes sense is to commit to you previously. See how you live, work, do stuff together. And then maybe, put your health on the line as you grow your shared child. All I want, it's not the only thing that I want, but one of the many things that I want is for women and people who like men, especially anybody that has a little uterus that can just fill up with a baby at some point, just stop committing to people who do not commit to you and making life-altering decisions with people who are not even talking about commitment. And speaking of this, I really want to address this because it's been brought up in other videos and I can't remember where those comments are, so I'm just going to talk about it here. I personally think that there is a difference between baby mama, baby daddy, and being a single parent. Or saying, oh, this is the father of my child, or this is the mother of my child. I think that there is a difference, and there's 2 specific points that make that differentiate between the 2. To lay the groundwork, though, baby mama and baby daddy, those are identifiers of the other. I don't know a lot of people, either online or in real life, that self-identify as, oh, I'm a baby mama, or oh, I'm a baby daddy. I don't know a lot of people that do that. Which then implies that there is a tone of which there's an undercurrent of who you place that identifier on, right? So I think that the 2 things that are necessary to place that identifier on somebody else is one, wait, let me find it in my notes. One is a lack of commitment. It is somebody that you have had a child with that was either your boyfriend, girlfriend, it was a situationship, it was a fling, it was a one night stand, it was a little, right? It was literally anything that was not marriage. It's just somebody that you are with for a while that can leave your life inconsequentially, basically. And then two, it is implied that it's a messy situation, whether it was messy in the beginning or it is currently messy now or it will forever be messy. There is a blanket of instability throughout. But within all of that instability, there is a very permanent child. And I think that the people that fall under that umbrella within that circumstance, they are the ones that use the phrases of, oh, that's my baby mama, oh, that's my baby daddy. Right? So with this in mind, and yes, so that's the big difference that I have between like that and then somebody inversely saying, that is the father of my child. That is the mother of my child. Boundaries, a clear identification of the boundaries that you have. Healthy boundaries, I think, is one of the things that separate like the people that can say this is the ex of my child and this is my baby mama, baby daddy. Now that we've gotten through that, let's watch this next video.
Why don't y'all let the fathers get full custody and you get the kids on the weekend? Come here, I got a secret to tell you. Most fathers don't want that. That's why. Like, I'm not even about to sit up here and hold you like that. I'm gonna keep it a bean, I'm gonna keep it a buck, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Yes, I'm a good father, right? But the truth is, most men out there would never accept some shit like that. You don't think mothers would love to just drop off their children and not worry? You don't think most women would love a reliable father that they can just call on, father to their children? You think they want to do this on their own? You think they want to put motherfuckers on child support just to put him on child support and then he quits his job so he ain't got to pay child support? Like, do you y'all got to be for real. And I already know what some of you smooth brain motherfuckers are gonna come on here and say, whoa, they need to pick better, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Now that we got that out the way. Yes, I understand that some women play rockhead games. Therefore, that's why they're raising their kid on their own. But the majority of women out there who have kids, they would love to have a father to their children that they can fucking depend on.
Finding a dependable partner to co-raise a soul, a brand new person on this planet should not be easy. It should not be easy. In the same way that I think that while like a healthy relationship should be easy, finding people that are like romantically very compatible with you, even like friendship, like these, you got to think about it in the space of like in all of time, in all of the world, in all of space. We just happen to be like one thin line, right? And we just happen to intersect with some of the most wonderful people in our lives. And we need to treasure those moments because when you think about like how long time is, we really need to treasure those moments. Now, why do I bring all of this up? Because there are people out there procreating with noodles just because they're available. Just because, oh, I think he likes me. Oh, well, I hope he'll be a good father. Oh, well, I don't think he would hit me. The amount of men that would happily give you a child just to watch your life get worse is overwhelming. Not every man should father children. Arguably, most men should not father children. And the fact that so many are is creating an imbalance of nature right now. I think it's one of the big reasons why there's genuinely just too many people on the planet. There's a lack of resources and too many people, and there's a lot of booga. There's too much booga on the planet. And while we're on this topic, here's the final video. Here's the final video.
Girl, I feel like you challenging me. I'm finna take my hair down. What's up? You want to go for who got the worst baby daddy? What? Okay, you go first. Reply to this with something your baby daddy did, and I'm gonna reply to yours with something mine did, and we just gonna keep going back and forth to see whose baby daddy is worse. You down?
Now, here is why this not only breaks my heart, but really concerns me to a way, as that was my mom. Anyway, I hear that, I see that, and I recognize that we as women, but especially Black women, we have the ability to turn trauma into humor very succinctly, right? As Black people, we do that all the time. It's why we're one of the funniest, arguably the funniest demographic of people. But I think that when it comes to this kind of sadness, this kind of pain, this kind of trauma, us being able to talk about it without a punchline would actually bring about a little bit more healing and realizations then. And once again, this is no like shame, don't to the creator of any, no. Different people react to the realities of their life in different ways. I'm just bringing another like layer into the conversation to be like, to say that the person who fathered your children has been a detriment to your life, a detriment to your parenting, a detriment to your dreams of where you would like to go, is a much harder thing to really just like sit with and share with somebody else that's in a complementary situation from the get. Not to say that like you can never make jokes. Listen, I make jokes about my trauma all the time. But I think that here's what it is. I think that the trauma of these kinds of situations is different than some of what I do when I come to joking about my trauma, because the jokes that I make are about traumas that have ended. And a toxic relationship with the father of your children is an ongoing trauma. It's a trauma that can never be fully resolved. It's still a gaping, bleeding wound that a lot of women are living with on a day-to-day basis. Like, I hopped into the comment section. Mind you, this was when I last checked. This number has only gone up, right, of the amount of comments. Here's just one random one, right? My baby daddy paid $8,000 to untie my tubes to have his baby. Left when I got pregnant, then came to my delivery with his new wife of a week. Has not seen his son since the day he was born. Up at the top, mine got a DNA test to make sure he was neglecting the right kids. Underneath, I'm not really going to focus on this because bi people are allowed to exist. Now, if they were cheating, that's something else. Yikes. Unclear though. And then the last one, my baby daddy robbed my house and basically decorated his new girlfriend's house with my furniture. I went to their house and he answered the door with my towel wrapped around his waist. Disrespectful. Now, why do I think that it's important for us to go about these kinds of conversations and these kind of hard life truths from more of a heart space instead of a ha-ha or a competition kind of like, I'm gonna get you and then you're gonna get me and I'm gonna get you kind of space? Because of this comment right up here. The comment section got me feeling like mine ain't that bad after all. This commenter's baby daddy, parent of their chip, whatever, it's probably terrible. It's probably terrible. It's probably worth, I don't know if like no contact is a thing that this person would be able to do, but like my concern is that without having, one second, I'm getting far too many emails and notifications during this video. My concern is that there's behavior that could be deemed as acceptable because the magnitude of some of what's being spoken about here is kind of placed in a competitive kind of way, in a jokey kind of way, some of them in a there's less seriousness about it. Because just because somebody isn't robbing your house, somebody isn't like getting your tubes untied and then abandoning you, doesn't mean that they're good. It doesn't mean that they're beneficial to you or the child. It doesn't mean they deserve to have access to you in their life. Baby daddies. So these are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are. Please type them away in the comment section. Once again, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I think that's it for today. All right, bye.